What's up, guys? Inigami here, and let's go through Sissy Stamina Sengoku Garp Clash on the Japanese version of One Piece Treasure Cruise. Yes, it's finally out on Japan. This did come out on Global first about 3-ish months ago, and now we're finally getting it on the Japanese version OPTC. We're going to be using a 6+ Luffy friend captain and ace captain ourselves. Weevil has been really nice for us, so we do like that Weevil. And we are going to be using Treasure Mount Nami. If you have a rare recruit Marco, strength rare recruit Marco, he is the biggest difference that you can put on any of these teams that makes your teams just so much better. And the reason is he not only gets rid of bind, but he also gets rid of all the bad debuffs that you could get on stage 4. Now stage 4 is going to either lower your attack or lock your chain. Nami will get rid of the attack down and also most of the chain lock, although there will be one turn of chain lock left over with the Nami. Because on stage 4, we're either going to get Garp or Sengoku mini boss. Now the first two stages, hit those grates, kill that guy. Here we're going to try not to take too much damage, but we don't need to do too much stalling. Stage 3 you do have to look out for. Each of the guys on stage 3 does something else bad and dangerous that we're going to try to avoid. Is this gonna... oh, that just straight kills him. Whoops. You don't need any specific supports for this fight. No specific supports needed. Whoever you have is gonna be good enough. Now I'm gonna take 2 more turns of stalling here. Why not? So stage 3, most of these guys, if you leave them alive on stage 3, will do something if left alive. Whenever the red one attacks, he'll despair your captain for 6 turns. So this guy despairs your captain for 6 turns. When this one dies, he's going to bind both captains for 6 turns. If Pistol or, if this one survives, he will blow away 2 characters for 5 turns. These 2 girls heal as usual, and this one back here enrages. Now, if you just let auto target be your guide, it'll do a pretty good job of taking care of you here. Just hit perfects, auto target should, but pay close attention, leave the red one alive, and it did, perfect. And that's what we want. We want everyone except for the red knuckle guy to die. We'll get binded here. We're gonna look for some recovery orbs to make things a little bit easier. And he's going to skip his first attack and despair our captain, which will make us lose a little bit of health. And we'll take a few more turns to look for some more recovery orbs. That way we can take 1 hit, and once despair goes away, we can heal back to as much health as we can. And here's why Red Marco's so good. If you kill this stage here, you'll get that bind, you'll get the preemptive debuff from stage 4. You use that Red Marco, and it gets rid of both the bind and that whatever that debuff is completely. And if you have enough red characters, boosts your chain and also reduces your damage taken for 1 turn. So that rare recruit strength Marco just really nice. So we're gonna look for some matching orbs, kill that stage, and see which stage 4 we get. So we got Garp. Garp has more health. Sengoku, depending on the team, Garp and Sengoku, one of them's gonna be easier than the other. Garp has 3.3 million hit points. He enrages for 1 turn. He has resilience for a turn. He's going to lower your attack for 2 turns, prevent delay, and if you use an orb boost, he's going to orb bind you for 8 turns. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to use Nami to get rid of the attack down, and we are just going to pass the turn and do as much damage as we can. And take a hit here. So he'll do quite a bit of damage. But this turn 2, we can use 1 Shank special, and we can use the Weevil special, which will give us 2 times attack boost for all of our characters, and kill the Garp. Sengoku, on the other hand, has 2.5 million hit points. He also doubles his attack for 2 turns. He'll lock your chain, or lower your chain, for 4 turns, which Nami will mostly get rid of. But the big difference on Sengoku is when Sengoku dies, he's going to deal about 14,000 damage on death to you. So against Sengoku with less health, you could try to, if you have enough matching orbs or strength orbs, use Weevil and Shanks and try to burst him down in one turn, I would say use Weevil first to get the better, or get the big extra damage on himself. Or you can use Shanks first to get the damage on everybody. But you definitely want to use Shanks, and you could try to burst down Sengoku on one turn. But below 20%, Sengoku will bind your captains for 10 turns. Below 20%, Garp hits you for like 40,000 damage. So for both of these characters, you really want to avoid that below 20%. Just nice thing with Garp is that you don't have to worry about how much, or him dealing any damage to you whenever he dies. Once he dies, he just dies and goes away. And on both of these guys, on turn 4, they'll do something else, but most teams aren't going to spend that much time waiting until turn 4. Garp Sengoku final stage. They are going to have 5.2 million hit points. They're going to turn themselves into red. They're going to have a 2-hit strength or barrier for 2 turns. And they're going to prevent delay to themselves. This is what we're keeping that Shanks for one more time. We're going to reduce the duration of that barrier by 1 turn, which is fine. And we're going to use Shanks before our ace because we want to have full strength orbs for this, just to get through that barrier. Depending on your team, some teams like to use someone who gets rid of that 2-turn duration completely. But we're going to be fine with getting rid of 1 turn, so that way whenever it revives, we don't need to worry about any specific orbs. And here we're going to start with the Shanks, end on anybody else. We don't even get to the Zoro here, or you shouldn't get to the Zoro unless you mess up some perfects. You should be able to kill them on the Luffy attack. Make sure you hit at least 3 perfects, so that way you get the better Luffy orb boost on turn 2. After that revive, turn 1, well, every turn, revive or not, what they're going to do is they're going to silence your top 2 rows for 2 turns and boost your attack for 2 turns on turn 1. Turn 2, they're going to paralyze everyone for 2 turns and gain 2 turns of percent damage reduction. And turn 3, they're going to clear up buffs and give you all block orbs. And they're going to repeat that every single turn, or every 3 turns. So they're going to go between silence and attack boost to paralysis and damage reduction to clear buffs and give you all block orbs. And if you get them alive below 20%, they're going to heal up to a certain amount of health. I think it's about 30% health that they heal up to. They're going to despair your captains for 5 turns. And when they die, of course, they heal back up to 70% as you saw. And if you use a health cutting special against them at any time, they're going to heal their hit points back up to full health. So look out for that. Or if you have a special that does a health cut, that's totally fine. But don't count on using health cuts in order to kill them. And here the second turn of that Zoro affinity boost actually matters to help finish them off, although it's not necessary. There you go. Nice one team down. A bunch of other teams did this. This did come out in Global First, so there are a lot of teams that you can use. You'll see some more teams after this. I've been Zenigami, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And if you have seen the new 5-year anniversary Legends, Big Mom, Prometheus, and Zeus, and Luffy Law Legends details are out. And I will be having a rant video about them because they are overpowered as all heck. I've been Zenigami. Thank you so much for watching. Y'all stay beautiful.